Our guest today is Steve Brewer, the college's International Training Director. Steve, welcome. What does the college have to offer to international clients?
In a word, I think it's reputation. The UK has a very good reputation within crisis and emergency management circles, and because the college sits under the Cabinet Office, we clearly have the government seal of approval.
You talk about reputation, and yet the emergencies that we face here, that we prepare for, that we have to manage in the UK, are very different from those that some other countries around the world have to deal with.
Whilst they may be different, many of the lessons are easily identified and transferable, and we can use those to assist our training when we're working with overseas clients.
But the people you're sending have only had experience in the UK.
Not all of them. Most of them are extremely experienced individuals across the entire raft of blue light services, armed forces, health and so on, with 20, 30 years experience, many of them internationally. And they're also not only subject matter experts, but extremely good trainers.
And does it matter that the emergency services in other parts of the world are organised differently?
No, not at all. I think it's very useful for them to be able to see how things are done differently. The UK works on very much a consensus-based approach to handling emergencies, and that sometimes comes as a surprise to some of our clients who work in a militaristic, command-driven society. So rather like a policeman not carrying a gun in the UK, they're often surprised that nobody's actually directly in charge and in command.
And yet the training we offer is still relevant.
It's extremely relevant. We are constantly doing business around the world with lots of countries and organisations that want to come to the UK or want us to deliver the training because of our experience and our reputation.
And it's not just training we deliver, there's consultancy too.
No, indeed. We run all the way from basic levels of training right the way through consultancy to full-up exercises. So if I can give you an example, we've been working with an oil company out in the Gulf for a number of years now, providing basic level incident management team training all the way through writing their emergency plans for them and full-up exercising for a refinery.
And this is a private sector company. Typically here in the UK we deal quite a lot with the public sector, but we're comfortable when we're working abroad dealing with big private sector clients too.
The EPC works both in the UK and overseas with private sector and the public sector. We've worked with national ferries companies, flag-carrying airlines, as I said, oil refineries, a whole raft of different organisations. So it's absolutely not just government or public sector industry.
When you're thinking about business and developing the business, and you're thinking about the competition you face, presumably the EPC is in a pretty unique position because, in a sense, not only does it have all this experience, but there aren't many competitors who are endorsed by their own government in the way that the EPC is.
Indeed, having the Cabinet Office ownership endorsement is a powerful, unique selling point. Equally, it gives us the responsibility that the training that we provide or the consultancy is badged by them and is approved and has a very robust process to ensure that the quality is there. So I'm directly answerable to the Cabinet Office if we don't achieve what we set out to achieve.
And if people want to follow up on this conversation and find out more about what the EPC offers, what must they do, Steve?
I'd be delighted to speak to anybody. Please contact us. All our details are on the website. We have a sales team here, but equally we have a sales team out on the road. And as we speak, one of our training sales managers is out in Malaysia looking for new work.
Thank you very much for joining us.